body collide each other when they are not in the same line of motion, they have a different line of motion. So for that type of body, we have to find out the what is the occurrence of impact and what should be the velocity, like that. Okay, so let's start. For in the previous class we have discussed, first one is the for the central impact, right? Central impact, we have discussed on this already. So today we have to discuss about the oblique central impact. In oblique central impact, what we have to do, simply, the previous one we have seen in the central impact that one body, another body, they move towards each other and collide, right? Or maybe one body with higher velocity and the another body with less velocity. Suppose if it is v1, if it is v2, maybe the condition is like that, right? So that is also possibility of impact. Now in oblique impact, what we have to understand that suppose first let me do the drawing. Suppose a body or particle which have a certain velocity, and suppose it will move in this direction, for example. So now suppose the body is this one, for example. Okay, and if we take this one, then take this one as an angle theta1, and this is the v1. Okay, and of that particle is m1, or that body is m1. So if it is, and suppose another body which also have, I am draw this as a dotted because of suppose after certain position time it will go that position, so that's why. And the initial position only, okay, this is the initial position. That's why I have written that v1 is the velocity of that particle or body, v1. Similarly, if we draw another angle and consider this one the velocity v2, then m2, and this one is your theta2. Okay, and think that when these two body come from different line of action and they collide each other, this is the position, and after collision, suppose they again go to the they again take another line of motion and they will go in that path, for example. Okay, so what will happen, suppose this one is theta1, that is a different angle, and this one is the theta2 dash, this is the different angle. Okay, and these have a velocity considered as a v2 dash. Am I audible, student?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this one is the v1 dash. So this is the condition. I think it is now that in the previous lecture I have told you about when each other or in the same line of action. This is the case of the normal central impact. Now when we are considering about the v1 and v2 have a different line of action and they collide after certain time, then again they will go in the different angle. So this is the condition. So to solve this type of problem, here you can see that the initial and the final velocities of these two are not the parallel, right? Here you can see easily they are not the parallel, they are different. And the spherical particles of mass m1 and m2 we have considered, that is the v1 and v2. And remember one thing, this is the condition, one constraint, there is a no motion along the z. Okay, we are talking about two planes, so they all are in the same plane only. For that we have to do the calculation considering that one. Okay, so we can write that one along the normal minus sine theta 1, and on this is 1. If this is your v1, if we resolve this, we can find one is this one. So normal is downward direction, so that's why it hello. Please say something. Am I?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So where it will go? So what we'll have now write, that is the v1 is equals to minus v1 sine theta 1. I think they have some problem in the end. So take the screenshot and keep it with you. After completion of this class, you just send that to me. Okay. Maybe due to the internet connection, this is 2 times it will be disconnected. Clear? So v1 of tangential direction, that is the this direction, this is your actually tangential direction t, and this is your normal direction. Okay, so the tangential direction will give you the v1 cos theta 1. Similarly, for v2 for normal direction is showing us the, this is your normal and this is your tangential. So v2 normal direction is giving the positive v2 sine theta 2, and v2 tangential showing you the v2 cos theta 2. Okay, now what we have to do, if see first one, which is normally need to calculate, that is the momentum of the system is conserved in, if we consider along n direction, means the this one, this is your n direction and this is your tangential, means t direction. So we can write m1 v1 along normal plus m2 v2 along normal is equal to m1 v1 dash along normal plus m2 v2 dash along along normal. So this is the your particle move at a certain angle, then the normal direction to the conservation equation we have to write. Similarly to when we have to write the momentum for each particle is conserved in t direction, then what we have to write, is equal to or in other manner we can, it is better to write in 1t it is given. Okay, in a normally we can write m1 v1 dash t, these are equal, and m2 v2 t is equal to m2 v2 dash t. In momentum, if we need to conserve along the t direction, there is a tangential, then we have to write this one. So from the if we want to now write the coefficient of restriction here, coefficient of restitution, it is nothing but E is equal to V2 dash along normal minus V1 dash along normal divided by V2 minus V1 along normal, and one minus is here. This is the formula. Okay, means if you solve this one, you will get, this is the formula, that E is equal to, for coefficient of restitution for the case of oblique central impact, E is equal to V2 dash along the normal direction I am talking about, and then V1 dash V2 and U1 along the normal direction, and divide by and the minus sign is there. So this is the coefficient of restitution. Is it okay? Is it clear? Hello? Okay, so now let's solve one dynamic problem which related to both the dynamics, as well as we can also introduce the friction in it. Okay, normally you have done dynamics problem, pulley problem, but there is a, we considered that that is a frictionless, right? But if suppose okay, first let's draw so that you can understand. See, use the friction problem in case of static and dynamic. Remember, to clear your doubt, I will solve this problem. That is, suppose you have, for example, you have a slope which is 30 degree. Now consider a body, okay, which is on that plane, whose weight is, we consider, 400 pound, and suppose it is connected with a pulley. That pulley is also connected with another pulley in such a manner that this is the center, okay, and this one is your pulley. Means the hinge portion, one string is connected and another portion is connected is here. Okay, so that what happened now, this is the load, and this height is also given there, that is nothing but 20 feet, and this body A is 250 pound. So this is your B, this is your mu K, if we are talking about, that is 0.5, then this is 30 degree. So here the given thing is a 250 pound concrete block, that is A, okay, released from the rest position as shown in this figure, and it pulls a 400 pound another block, or we can say log, which is up means at a 30-degree inclination angle. So if the coefficient of friction, kinetic friction, normally mu k is the kinetic friction, if it is given 0.5, okay, then they need to find out the velocity of the block, as it hits the ground at B, means find out the velocity of block basically A. Okay, so if this type of problem came, what is the procedure to solve this type of problem? That is the basically we have to understand. See here from this figure we can say that the motion of the log, if we consider the motion of the log, and log means this one, this is your log and this is your block. Okay, so if the motion of the log and the block are clearly dependent, right, from this figure I think you can understand they are clearly dependent, because if a log moves up, automatically it will go down, or we can say if it is go down due to its own weight, then automatically the log go upward direction, right? So what we have to do, from this figure we can say this is the both wire are connected here, right, and one wire is connected here. It means we can say that the acceleration of the log is half of the downward acceleration of A. Means what? Now here you can see now both connected here, and this is one word. So the acceleration of this A block is equals to twice of this block B, or we can say the block B have a half of this acceleration of A. Okay, so from these we can write, that is the basic or compatible equation. You can say that the total length, remember the total length of cord or cable is equals to constant, right? So if it is constant, then what we have to write, that is the length of that cable or the cord is nothing but we can write, that is the 2 into, if we consider this one is the A position and this one is the B position, for example. So we can write the length of B means this one we are talking about. Okay, this one we are talking about S of B, and we are talking about this one, that is the S of A, plus S of A is and plus constant. This constant means this value, angle of wrapping. Okay, this is called the angle of wrapping, that is always constant because this is depends on the diameter of the bigger pulley. Okay, so from here we can say, if we find out the relationship, the acceleration between two, we can easily say that derivative, 2-time derivative. So first one derivative is 0 is equal to 2 is B, this is the displacement. So we can write is B dot plus SA dot, and the second time derivative is 0 is equal to 2 is B double dot plus SA double dot. That is the derivative. Derivative is we denoted this one by dot. So we can write, instead of SB dot, simply we can write that is the acceleration of block B is equal to acceleration of block B is equal to acceleration of block A by 2, right? Up to this, is it understandable? Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Up to this, is it okay, right? This is the basic actually when we are talking about or give the some lecture, that is the independent motion, na, there we have talked about na, that the length of any string or cable or cord, it is always dependable on between the two. That is the, here it is two wrapping of that cable, so 2 into SP, this is one wrapping of that cable, so that is the 1 into SA. Okay, so from this relation, and the total length of the cord is constant, so we get that SB is equal to a acceleration at A by 2. Another one is, now we have to do the equilibrium equation we have to consider. So let's draw how to draw the log is like this, right? This is the log, its own weight, that is 400, and this one is the normal, that is 400. Some angle need to do, so this is theta, so this is also theta, which is here 30 degree na? So we can say this is cos 30 degree. Here the tension is there, that tension is how much? That is the 2T. Here another component is the 400 sine 30. Another thing is that, which is along with this dynamics, it is as it moves upward direction, as the coefficient of friction is given, so we have to draw the friction, and the normal, which is also need to write, that is nothing but the along this direction, and your X and Y is this one and this one. Okay, is free body diagram is okay to everyone? Any query? Hello?
Yes,
Reply. Okay, now what we have to do, as per the statics, here also we have to do the dynamic, we have to do the equilibrium condition. But remember, in dynamic we have already learned about, when the problem is related to the dynamic related, remember one thing, we have to solve the D'Alembert's principle. And D'Alembert's principle, what is said, because this is a dynamic problem, we have to solve, see, in such a manner that when we consider summation of Fy, then Fy means along this one, so we have to write N is equal to 400 cos 30 degree. Okay, and that N is cos 30 of N, you have to say this is 1. Another thing is, along X we are talking about summation of Fx is equal to 0, or this is the normal static condition. Here we have to add one thing, that is that due to this force there have a generation of what? Acceleration. So we have to write here ma dot, that is equals to 0 along x-axis, so you can write this one x, this should be 0. So to solve this, what we have to do, see, right, mass is 400, acceleration is given how much? Sine 30 degree along x direction, 400 sine 30 plus 0.5 into n minus 2t. Is it okay? Up to this, is it okay? Equals to acceleration into mass. Mass is 400 divided by, mass is how much for that is called in feet, means metric system, that is the 32.2 if you divide na, then you will get the, because mg in metric system mg is 32.2 m into, that will give you the weight, right? This is the weight. So when we take the mass divided by 32/2 into along acceleration x direction is equal to 0. Up to this, is it okay, student? One is 400 sine theta, then the friction, that F is nothing but the 0.5 of normal, na? F is equal to, we can write coefficient of friction into normal. So that's why I have written 0.5 into normal. Another thing is minus 2t is equal to this m into ax, and m into ax here we can put, that is 400 by this mark, this amount. So if we need to calculate the tension, so we can write the equation in such a manner, that is 400 sine 30 is half, so 400 sine 30 is 200, and n is nothing but, we have calculated, this is 400 cos 30. Please tell what is the value 400 cos 30, root 3 by 2 na, so 200 root 3. So we can write here plus 200 root 3, and this is 0.5 into 200 root 3. So 0.5 means 100 root 3 we can write na, 100 root 3 minus 400 divided by 32.2 into along x-axis equal to 0. So this is another equation, and this is the case for the log. Now for the block, if we consider, then that block is like this, right? And it move in the downward direction, and with weight of this amount, and it have a tension, right? Tension, that tension is how much? Here we have to write down the D'Alembert's principle again. So that is summation of F minus m into acceleration. F is how much? So here F is 200 minus t, which is give you only the acceleration along y-axis for A. Okay, so A, if we consider, this is A na, so what we can write, that is the 250 divided by 32.2 into AA, where t is, we have to put the value. So please write down this equation, that uh, 250 minus t, this one, this is another equation na? This is another equation, another is where, please calculate this one so that I can understand. Please calculate 200 plus 100 root 3, how much is this one? Minus 400 by 32.2 ax. So we have to find out this one, and remember one thing, that along x direction na, x direction, if we are talking about, see previously x direction is nothing but its direction, means ax, when you are taking about ax, it is simply this a b, right? This one, when we are talking the along x direction, means we are considering this value, this log, then ab we are taking about, right? So take, instead of ab, aa by 2, aa by 2, it is better to write capital A so that you can understand. This one and that one is same, and AB is AX, same. Okay, or if you else, you can write along X direction MAX, and here MAX is nothing but the A of B. So here we have to write, instead of AX, AB. Okay, so and instead of AA, we can write 2AB. Means 250 minus T is equal to 2AB 250 32.2. So can you calculate the T is how much? T is 2AB 250 32.2. This is minus, this should be minus, and this should be plus 250. This is 1 T, right? Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
And another one is, if we calculate here T, just calculate. T is 100 divided by 2 only, huh? So 100 plus 50 root 3 minus 200 by 32.2 AX. X means B. So you can simply write here AB only. Okay. So just equalize this equation A and this equation B. Just equalize because both give you the T value, right? So if we do the both, then we will get 100 plus 50 minus 200 by 32.2 A of B is equal to 250 minus 2AB 250 by 32.2. Please do the calculation and tell me what is the value of AB. Do the calculation fast. So 100, 200 deducted, we will get 150. Just put it here. 50 root 3 also put in that side, and put this one in opposite side. So you will get AB 500 minus 200. So you will get 300 by 2.2 of AB. Right? Yes or no? So you will get, please calculate this one. Anybody please calculate this one. That 150 minus 50 root 3 into 32.2 by 300. Please. Anybody can tell me? $32.5 plus root 6. How much it is? How much it is? It is given as 6.804 feet per second square. So A will be into A of B, which is 5. Sorry. AB is into 13.6. Is it okay, everyone? Hello? The process Hello, is it clear that when they are asking about the velocity, then the velocity to find out, we have to find out the first the time required of that block to come to the ground. So we have to use the S is equal to ut of plus half of it is that formula. And after that, when we find out the time required to move at the to touch the ground, then what we have to do, simply we have to calculate the velocity, that s is equal to vt. S is given as per the question is 20 feet. So this is actually feet per second. This is actually feet per second. Is it clear? Please tell anyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any confusion here? Maybe due to the internet issue, something maybe you are not able to understand or maybe hear. So any query you can ask me now. Now I'm here to all of you, na? Audible, right? To all of you. Anyone have any query in this question, in this problem? See, the steps is like that. When don't confuse with the static problem and the dynamic friction problem. In the static friction problem, you have to solve the equilibrium equation, and in dynamic problem, you have to solve the D'Alembert's principle. These two things you have to remember in your mind. And when in the question it will come like a dynamic problem with friction addition, then you have to solve in such a manner. This is the procedure to solve that type of problem. Okay, that first summation of force along x-axis equal to 0, that is the static equilibrium condition, and minus mass into acceleration is equal to 0, that is the dynamic equilibrium condition. Remember this thing only. So that, and another thing is which is the independent motion. From there we can get that the length of the chord is equals to constant, which means if they have a different orientation, here you can see that if we consider this a length, that is a SB, then the 2 times it is round up, na? So that's why we take the 2 into SB, and this is one single length of the string here. So that is the SA, and this 2 summation is a constant because of this diameter of this pulley, which we can say some angular position, that is the angle of wrap, some amount of length of this chord is here. So that is why it is always, we can put it is a constant. So this is one case. From here we can find out the relationship between two different particles acceleration. And next, when we solve this dynamic equilibrium condition, that is using a D'Alembert's principle, then summation of x and summation of y we have to calculate, and finally we have to equalize both the tension occur in that chord. Okay, and after when we equate the two things, we can find out the acceleration. Is it clear? This is the whole concept about this type of problem. Okay, so please send the attendance screenshot to me. Please send attendance screenshot to me.